Hey everyone, welcome to the Multifamily Mixtape. Today's topic, today's conversation is going to be very interesting. We're going to discuss maintenance centralization. I have tried to stay away from this. There are a lot of people out there talking about it. There are a lot of buzzwords, maintenance centralization, and I've tried to stay away from it because I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it for several reasons, some of which we'll get into today. Some I will keep to myself until I'm long gone from this world. But I want to have the discussion. I want to talk about it because I want to get you all talking about it. I want to get you all to reply on some of the things that we talk about or that I talk about today. And let's try to start some dialogue and really learn what maintenance centralization is. All right. From an owner-operator standpoint, it's very appealing for the budget. Clearly, I can reduce my payroll. I can pay people. I know I'm saying reduce payroll, but then pay people more. But if I have, 20 maintenance personnel on staff and I get rid of, or I condense that down to 8 people, I'm reducing payroll, I'm reducing staff, I'm reducing that cost, but I can pay those 8 people more and still not have, or not have the income, or still not pay the income that I was with 20 people. I think that's the biggest appeal to maintenance centralization, if I'm being honest. It's, I pay too much in payroll. Let's start looking into centralization so I can start cutting jobs and saving money. Cutting jobs, I don't think is the goal, but it's the income. It's how can I reduce my expenses? So I think that is the determining factor. There are also some great data reporting metrics, some really phenomenal things out there that companies are doing to help these types of systems work. Companies like AppWork. As a maintenance person, as someone who is a lifetime maintenance worker in the multifamily industry, I can, without a doubt, 100% say that AppWork does it right. They care about the end user. They care about the people who use their product. So outside of the commercial, let's get into maintenance centralization. Centralizing maintenance operations in multifamily properties is a strategy that consolidates maintenance tasks and decision-making into a single hub, often at the corporate or regional level. Okay, we're going to talk about pros and cons for maintenance centralization based off the information that you can find on the internet. This is what the internet wants you to know about maintenance centralization. Pros: cost efficiency, bulk buying power. Okay. Centralized systems can negotiate better rates for suppliers and services. Streamlined processes. This is still part of cost efficiency. Streamlined processes. Reduces redundancy in tasks like vendor management and invoicing. Yes, that is a pro. Both of those are pros. Bulk purchasing, streamlined process. True. Standardization. Consistent quality. Standardized training, procedures, and tools ensure uniform maintenance quality across the properties. Yes, 100%. Predictable performance. Centralization often leads to a clear and uniform set of expectations for all staff. Yes. Okay. Less staff I have to train, less staff I have to talk to, the more compliant they're going to be. Compliant may have been the wrong word. I'll think of another word later. Compliant to me seems harsh. I don't mean it that way. But again, I as an instructor, as an educator, it's easier for me to teach 10 people than it is to teach 30 people, if that makes any sense. Okay. Number 3, improved resource allocation. Specialized teams allow for the creation of specialized teams for complex repairs. 100% very true. One of the great things about maintenance centralization is you can have pods, you can have groups of individuals who excel at one specific task. I have a group of HVAC people, and that's all they do. So I know that when I get that HVAC call, this is who's doing it, and they're qualified to do it. Same thing with plumbing, electrical, you name it, right? So having specialized teams is a good thing. Flexibility. Maintenance teams can be deployed to properties with the most urgent needs, balancing workloads across the portfolio. Very true. I have 5 properties in town where I was normally staffing 2 to 3 people per property. Let's just say that's anywhere from 15 to 10 people, right? On a centralized platform, if my properties are within the same town, we'll call it 10 miles, either way, for all 5 properties. I can, if one of my properties is struggling, I can send all of my people to that one property and say, here, spend your entire day here. Management companies often choose not to do that because they want to keep their teams on site based off ownership groups, based off who's paying salaries. It can get a little tricky, but if I'm a centralized maintenance platform program, I have the ability to make those decisions and I don't have to think twice about it. So good. Better data and reporting. Centralized tracking. A single system for tracking maintenance requests and performance can offer insights into trends, costs, and efficiency. Yes. Okay. Again, companies like AppWork that have these types of programs that maintenance personnel can use on site, you get a more global look over your entire portfolio rather than each individual site compiling all of the reports to analyze the data. You have companies out there that can take this, centralize it, and give you one space to go to look at your KPIs. Good thing. Great thing. Proactive maintenance. It's easier to identify patterns and implement preventative maintenance programs. Yes, absolutely. Number 5, enhanced oversight, which will allow you some accountability. Centralized management ensures that policies and protocols are followed consistently. Expertise. Centralized managers often have specialized knowledge to oversee complex operations effectively. Complex operations. That's what this will be. If you centralize your maintenance department, that is a very complex operation. Okay. I have implemented and started a centralized maintenance program. Over 1,500 units that included 20, at the most, 25 properties. And it works. It works with some sacrifices. There are some things that you will need to sacrifice. However, I will say that the situation or the company that I performed this in was very spread out. Properties all over the place, anywhere from 4 units to 360. So a lot of spread, and it was very difficult. But again, we'll get into that later or on another podcast at another time. Cons of maintenance centralization. Potential for delays. Yes. Before you decide to centralize your maintenance, you need to come up with, as a company, as a group, as an owner, operator, management company, whatever, you need to come up with some very strict KPIs. What is the process? What is the purpose that you are doing this? Come up with those KPIs and watch them, manage them. Because, yes, you might save some money on your payroll, but you're going to lose residents. You are going to lose residents because of slower response times, because of the distance challenges, people having to go from here to there, to there, to there, to there, the travel time, this, to that. Have your KPIs figured out and what exactly it is you're trying to track. And slower response times will be one of those things that you notice, for sure. In the way I see people taking maintenance centralization, this will be a factor. I'm going to offer you an opinion here in a little while that may help with that, okay? But when I hear companies talk about maintenance centralization, again, it's in the mindset that I'm reducing expenses and I'm reducing staff. I think that's wrong. I'll get into it in a little while, but for now, cons. Potential for delays, slower response time. Centralized decision-making may create bottlenecks, especially for urgent repairs. Distance challenges. Technicians may need to travel further, increasing downtime for residents. Number 2, reduced property level autonomy. Limited flexibility. On-site staff may have less authority to handle issues quickly without approval from the central team. Resident frustration, delays in decision-making can lead to resident dissatisfaction. If you're going to centralize maintenance, I suggest you do not centralize office as well. It's never good to do both, in my opinion. Years from now, there may be a reason, there may be a way somebody much smarter than me, and yes, there are people much smarter than me, can come up with a way to do this. I do not recommend doing them both. Not at the same time. Do one or the other, not both. Number 3, implementation challenges. The cost of the transition. Centralizing operations requires investments in technology, training, and restructuring. Resistance to change. On-site staff may feel disempowered, leading to morale issues. Number 4, the one-size-fits-all approach. Probably, yes. Sorry. Your diverse property needs. Properties in different locations or varying sizes may require tailored approach, which centralization can overlook. Unique resident expectations. A standardized approach may not address specific resident demands effectively. And then the dependency on technology, system failures. Centralized systems rely heavily on technology, and failures can disrupt operations across all properties. Training requirements. Staff at all levels need to be trained on centralized systems, which can be time-consuming. Centralization of maintenance in multifamily properties can lead to significant efficiencies and standardization, but comes with trade-offs in flexibility and responsiveness. It works best when supported by robust systems, clear communication channels, and a balance between centralized control and property-level autonomy. If you are going to centralize, you really, again, I mentioned before that you need to have very clear KPIs. What is it you are trying to track? Do you want to track response time? Do you want to track first time fix rates? Do you want to track work order completion dates? Do you want to track resident status satisfaction scores? What is it you need to track? What is it you want to track? Why are you doing this? Be very clear about your KPIs and then watch them. And do not hesitate to make a change immediately. Okay? Don't give it a month, 2 months, 3 months to see how it works out. Because that 1 month, 2 months, 3 months can do a lot of damage to your property and to your residents and to your staff. Okay? Change immediately. Be flexible immediately. If you have something, if you have a KPI, if you have something you're looking at, you're monitoring, and it's not going the way you want, change it. Okay? Be very clear about what you're trying to do. On the one-size-fits-all approach, I saw something the other day, and it was an advertisement for an upcoming series on maintenance centralization and how centralization compared to single-family rentals. You might need to think of maintenance centralization in the single-family space rather than the multifamily space in order to create this. The centralization, the maintenance program that I built was based off of that single-family rental space, okay? And I will tell you, we made a lot of mistakes. I made a ton of mistakes. because, well, I would say I don't want to blame it on anything. I made the mistakes. I own it, and it is what it is. I will say that there aren't many multifamily centralization programs to mirror. There are not a lot out there to base what you're trying to create off of. You're creating something brand new. Okay? There may be companies out there that are doing this that just aren't necessarily well known. And so you can't track them. You can't call them. You can't ask them. You can't talk to them. But when you think about a single family home portfolio, you've got management company over here. They have 100 single family homes that they manage. Of course, they're going to centralize their maintenance. They can't staff 100 people sitting at a rental home waiting for someone to call. You can't do that. So of course, you're going to centralize your maintenance. Okay. In multifamily, though, there is a huge, huge difference between single family and multifamily. First off, single family property types and layouts. Single family rentals, standalone properties are what it is. The definition is a standalone property designed for one household, typically including a single dwelling unit, private yard, sometimes a garage. Okay, so property type and layout. Multifamily rentals, buildings with multiple separate housing units, can range from duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes to larger apartment communities. Units share common walls and amenities like parking lots, laundry rooms, or gyms. What that means, if I'm a single family owner or a single family home management company, and I manage single family homes, and I have a plumbing leak, I have to worry about one house. I have to worry about one resident. Okay? If I'm in multifamily and I have a leak, it's rarely one resident that you need to worry about. It's rarely one apartment or one home that you need to do repairs in. Again, if I have an apartment building, a traditional apartment building where I am in the country is a building of 24 homes. I have 12 on breezeway A, 12 on breezeway B. If I have a leak on the bottom floor somewhere, if I don't catch it in time, whatever, that's 2 units that could be damaged. That's 2 families that I need to think about. If that leak happens on the top floor, depending on which side of the building, that's 6 units. That's 6 families. Okay? So to think about maintenance centralization from a single family part, you have to think about your property type and your layout. So when doing this, prepare your staff. Think about the number of people you want to have in this on your maintenance side, okay? Yes, you can save some income. Yes, you can cut jobs. Yes, you can pay people more. But by doing that, your residents will suffer. They will suffer. So in some instances, you don't need to cut staff. And in fact, I'm of the opinion that if you want maintenance centralization to work and to work well for your residents and to keep them happy and to be there proactive when they call and to fix things in a timely manner, you almost need to have more staff than you would had you staffed those properties individually, my opinion. I've seen it work, and that's what I'll say. You need to have more than less. Another difference between single family and multifamily is your investment costs and your scales. Single family generally require lower initial investment for purchase, suitable for small scale investors. Multifamily, higher upfront costs, more efficient for scaling. Higher upfront costs, more efficient for scaling multiple units in one transaction, attractive to institutional investors looking for portfolio diversification. Okay? So that's another difference between single family and multifamily. Another difference, resident-based turnover. Single family rentals often attract long-term residents, such as families or professionals. They have lower turnover rates compared to multifamily units. So your multifamily rental space may attract a mix of short and long-term residents, including students, young professionals, lower income households. high turnover rates, especially in properties targeting transient renters. So when you go to prepare this maintenance centralization program and you're hiring your people, the major difference between single family and multifamily, single family are there for long term. You can operate single family centralized maintenance with less people. True. Multifamily rentals, you need more people because you're turning over apartments faster. You have various level of economic status. Another difference, maintenance and management. Single family rentals, maintenance costs are generally lower per unit. Management is simpler since each property has one resident. Multifamily has a shared infrastructure, shared plumbing, shared electrical system, shared walls that can result in economies of scale for maintenance. Management is more complex due to multiple residents and shared spaces, often requiring professional property management. Another difference, rental income and cash flow. Single-family rentals, rent comes from a single source per property, so vacancy can significantly impact income. Appreciation potential is often tied to market trends in residential housing. Multifamily units. Multiple units generate income, reducing the impact of vacancies on overall cash flow, more predictable and stable income streams in well-managed properties. Well-managed properties. Financing and risk. Single-family rentals, it's easier to finance for individual investors as loans are similar to standard residential mortgages. Risk is concentrated in one resident. Vacancy means 100% loss of income from that property. Multifamily rentals, financing can be more complex, obviously, often requiring commercial loans. The risk is spread out across multiple residents, so a vacancy in one unit has less impact on the overall income. So, is it right to build a maintenance centralization strategy based off of what single family rentals do? I think we can learn a lot from that. And I think a lot of people are obviously looking into that because the single family rental space is a good business. It's out there. It's currently known. So it is a good model to track. But when you're creating this, I can't say it enough, be very specific about the KPIs and what it is you're trying to monitor on the multifamily side. There are major differences between single family and multifamily rentals. If you go into creating a maintenance centralization program based off of single family rentals, you will fail. You will. Okay? May not be immediate, but you will start to make so many adjustments that you won't even remember where you started or what it is you're trying to track. Your residents will suffer. They will leave and they will go somewhere that's professionally managed and probably has an on-site staff. So before you do this, think very long and hard about what it is you are trying to accomplish with maintenance centralization. If your goal is to save money by reducing staff, I think you have the wrong goal in mind. Your goal should be to make it more efficient for your residents to be serviced. Period. Without residents, we don't have jobs. If residents leave because response times are slower, maintenance are sloppier, it's centralized, I can't get anybody on the phone, I call into some number, never talk to a single person until someone shows up. Be very clear, very purposeful about what it is you're trying to accomplish. Who are you targeting? Those are my opinions I have on this. If anyone would like to reach out to me directly to discuss maintenance centralization, I'd be happy to have a conversation with you outside of this platform. But can it work? Yes. Do I think that our industry is going about it the wrong way? Yes, I do. I really do. I would love for this to work. I think it can be a great thing. And again, there are a lot of companies with some phenomenal products out there that would make the operations side of it, the management side of the work, much easier. But all of those programs, all of those data sources need the people behind it in order to make the program work. So let me know what you think about maintenance centralization. Is it possible? And if it is possible, what are you doing to make it possible? I would really love to know. Thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will catch you on the next episode, which is going to be on, I don't know. I don't have it figured out yet. I often do that. I often go to sleep, wake up in the middle of the night with a topic and write it down and say, yep, we're going to talk about that. I don't know what I'm going to talk about on my next episode. So if you have an idea, if you have something you would like for me to discuss, let me know. If I don't know about it, I'll learn. If I do know about it, it should be fun. All right. Take care. Have a good one. See you next time.